Also, also, also. What's up, y'all? It's Mr. Ernest Krim III, your favorite history teacher, and I am using the past to prepare you for a better future. Check it out, y'all. When I was growing up, I knew I was going to the NBA. You couldn't tell me any different. I knew I was going to be a first-round draft pick, probably #1 overall. But at some point in high school, I realized that I was actually wrong and I had been lying to myself. But I was cool with it though. I was able to still go on throughout life, go to college, get my teaching degree, and do my thing. Although it was a big adjustment, for a little while anyway, I didn't get extremely depressed. I didn't fall flat on my face. I didn't go through this whole type of withdrawal, and I didn't think the world was going to end. The main reason is because my parents gave me an also when I was early. They fully supported me with basketball, but it was always a situation where they would say, yeah, you're good at basketball, but you also have to do good at school. That, yeah, you can play in this game and you can try for the team and do all this, but you also have to make sure you prepare for this test. It became a situation where it was like, I knew I was going to college no matter what. I was going to school to get my degree. When I would introduce myself and somebody asks about me, I would say, yeah, I love basketball and I also love history. Yeah, I love playing baseball, but I also love math. Here's the problem, y'all. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, we idolize athletes, right? We feel like that's the way out. And that's okay, because that is one way out. But less than 1% of kids who are playing in high school will actually go pro. So we have to let kids know, yeah, that is a way to be successful. But there are also other ways, specifically academically. We have to quit. We really have to quit praising kids for what they can do physically. Because what we were sent to do here is a mission, and it is not fully connected to what we are able to do physically. The physical realm allows us to transmit and transfer what we were sent to do here spiritually, okay? Because if it was supposed to be something where it was purely physical, like your only worth is based on what you can do physically in this realm, then it means that you would have those same physical gifts for your entire life. But if we're being honest, let's be real and break it down. Even if you go pro, basketball or football, the average career is going to probably be about 3 to 5 years, right? And then after that, most of these dudes are going broke because we don't have financial literacy or financial education being taught properly in our school system. So by the time they're 30, let's say they're broke, back at square one. The average lifespan is going to be about 80 years old. So now you have 50 more years. What are you going to do? Your mind and your conscience is still the same, but physically you're not able to excel the same way. So you can be great at basketball like LeBron or like Mike, but you have to have an also. LeBron James, when he's playing and he's hooping, his also is doing what he can to provide for the kids of Akron, Ohio and Cleveland, Ohio. Like, he's an entrepreneur. He's not just playing ball. He's putting on his whole town, his whole state. He has a media company. So he's LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And he's also an entrepreneur and activist. Colin Kaepernick, great football player. He had to start his also a lot sooner than he probably would have wanted to, but it's for a greater purpose. Colin Kaepernick can still go around the country making statements and being bold politically when he's 70, 80, 90 years old. So he was great at football, great quarterback, and also passionate about equity, passionate about justice. We have to let our kids know, yes, you can be the next LeBron, but you can also be the next Percy L. Julian. Yes, you can be the next Michael Jordan, but you can also be the next Granville T. Woods. Yes, you can be the next Michael Vick. You can be the next Donovan McNabb, the next Randy Moss, the next Barry Sanders, the next Walter Payton, but you can also be the next Frederick Douglass, the next Elijah McCoy. You can be the next Lewis Latimer. All these things are also possible because check it out. If you're great at sports, you are also great at something academically. You just have to find the transferable skills. If you are a great point guard, you're great at organizing things probably. You're probably a great leader. You can facilitate things and you can move people and put them in the proper direction. That's a managerial task. If you're a great shooter, you're probably, if you're like a James Harden, you could probably find a way to get a solution. You can find a solution for any problem. Like, what I'm saying? If you're a great, center, you know your position. You know where you have to be great. Those are all transferable skills, y'all. Let's teach our kids that being great at basketball is just one skill. It's the It's the platform. It's going to take you to another level. Like we're talking, I want you all to reach Sears Tower heights of success for all of us. But when you're excelling in sports, the Sears Tower is like 110 stories. You're like the 55th floor. You have a lot more to do and a lot more that you're capable of. See, I'm thinking about this because of Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was assassinated by the Chicago Police Department December 4th, 1969. And they burst into his apartment. They fired nearly 100 shots, killing him and Mike Clark, almost killing his girlfriend, his fiance at the time, who was 9 months pregnant, might I add. He was only 21 years old. But Fred Hampton took that route to be an advocate and to be an activist for our community because he wanted to play for the Yankees. He was great at baseball. He loved baseball. But at the same time, Fred Hampton said, my also is I want to study pre-law because I want to help our people with this issue of police brutality. What if he put all his eggs in a basket of sports? What would have happened? We would not have had one of the greatest revolutionary leaders of our lifetime. Like this dude was able to get gangs to put down the guns and form a truce. He was able to get these gangs to take their money to fund black candidates. He was able to get these gangs, y'all, to shut down construction sites in black communities that did not have black workers. And he formed the Rainbow Coalition. Yeah, not Jesse Jackson's. He was the originator of it. He was able to get the Black Panthers to form a truce with the Young Patriots, a white political group, the Young Lords, a Puerto Rican political group, the Brown Berets, a Mexican political group, the Red Guard, an Asian political group. All these people came together because of his leadership. And we're talking, he was doing this at 19 and 20, assassinated at 21. He had an also. He loved baseball, loved the Yankees, but he also wanted to help his people. So y'all, we have to make sure our kids, they're great at sports, y'all. I know we seeing LeBron James' son playing basketball. He's a freshman. We saw LeBron on ESPN when he was in school. Like we saw, I don't know if y'all know this thing, but OJ Mayo when he was young. But what's going to take you to the next level in life is having your also. Let's look at Michael Jordan, my favorite player of all time. I'm not sure if Michael Jordan really had an also. He's probably the greatest basketball player ever because he put so much into it. Now he's great, with the marketing and with what he does with the shoes and everything. And he's a billionaire, so let's not discount that. But at the same time, I feel like LeBron, I feel like Kobe with him doing what he's doing for kids and the podcast and winning the Emmy Award. I feel like they're also was stronger. What's your also, y'all? And parents, in closing, make sure when your kids are doing their thing on the court, doing their thing on the field, that you let them know that they're not just a basketball player. They're not just an athlete. They're leaders, and they're going to help our people take our plight and get rid of our issues and take us to the next level. They're not just an athlete. They're also a doctor in the making. They're not just a great basketball player. They're also somebody who's going to perform and excel in academia. They're not just a great baseball player. They're not just a strong guy. They're not just somebody who can lift 300 pounds. They're also the next world leader, the next ambassador, the next intellectual for us. What's your also?